What? Are you a parent who needs support for being your child's teacher? Do you need some encouragement as you facilitate your child's learning at home and everywhere else? Or maybe you just need to take a break and connect with fellow parents. If your answer is yes, then join us on the Educating for Life show. Join us, Mariel Ukienko, Michelle Perdelanan, San Unson, and Tina Rodriguez, the homeschooling moms behind the Philippine Homeschool Convention and online events like the Connect Homeschooling and Intentional Parenting Summit, as we share about different topics related to home-based education and everything in between. Watch our episodes on our Facebook page, Events by EFL, and on our YouTube channel. We hope that you'll join us because Educating for Life is all about supporting families and valuing education. See you there! Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the Educating for Life show. My name is Tina.
I'm
And this is
Sam.
Sad. And thank you for joining us tonight. We are streaming live on the Events by Educating for Life page and YouTube channel. And of course, in the Homeschoolers of the Philippines Facebook group. So we want to thank, of course, Miss Donna Pangilinan Simpao, the founder of Homeschoolers of the Philippines, for her support and for allowing us to stream here inside the group. So kung nanonood po kayo ngayon, please feel free to tag your friends, family members, and whoever you think would be interested in our topic tonight, which is very exciting, no? But before we discuss that topic, we just want to share again to everyone why we are here.
for a special season of the Educating for Life show. So, meron po kasi kaming upcoming event to celebrate 10 years of homeschooling, of supporting the homeschooling community. You can homeschool. This is happening on November 11 this year. And we are excited. We are so grateful to our co-sponsor, Rotary Club of Sun Valley Sunrise, and our media partner, Smart Parenting. This is an event where new homeschoolers and even those na nag-homeschool na pero kailangan nila ng inspiration, they will find it here. So be inspired, be informed, be empowered. We have 3 sessions: the heart of homeschooling, the flavors of homeschooling, and the fruits of homeschooling. Ilalagay ko po sa comments yung mga episodes before where we discussed all these sessions, pero we just want to encourage you to join us. This is going to be a full day of celebrating, of inspiration, of learning again and relearning. Bakit nga ba tayo nag-homeschool and kaya ba talaga natin mag-homeschool? Yes, that's the answer. So we want to extend this to you as our way of supporting you. So you'll get to learn from homeschool veterans, connect with fellow parents. Meron po tayong mga group discussions, fun games, and raffle prizes. And because it was, ano nga yun last week, San? World Teachers Day and National Teachers Day. Tama. October 5, we have extended the early bird promo to October 16. Okay, so that's the early bird promo, meaning you get bonus online sessions. Okay, if you register and pay by October 16, we have sessions from Andrew Pudewa. He is a homeschooling dad, former homeschooling dad of 7, and he is the founder of the Institute for Excellence in Writing. His sessions will be about 4 deadly errors of teaching writing, principles of motivation, and also the other bonus session. So that's 3 bonus online sessions. You can homeschool, how the growth mindset can improve your homeschooling days. Ayan. So many exciting things happening there. Okay, tapos meron pang extra freebies. Oo, may extra freebies pa. So, ilalagay ko dyan sa comments ano yung mga, where you can find the details of the extra freebies. So, this is really a very good deal for your kids' education. So, make sure, malapit ng sweldo, baka gusto nyo magtabi ng a portion of it to invest in your children's education. Because we really want to show you why you can homeschool and it's worth exploring. And for those who are already homeschooling like us, it's also a great refresher, no, for all of us. Ayan.
And speaking of, you can homeschool. So one of the most common questions that we get in our Facebook page and even mga private messages, mga ano natin, DMs, diba, is, pwede ba ako mag-homeschool even if I'm working? Okay? Can I homeschool even if I'm a working parent? Well, tonight you will find out the answer to that question and other questions as we will be interviewing parents and 2 long-time homeschooling friends who are regular speakers at our events. So everyone, let's welcome Randy Orhino and Denise Peña.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting us.
Good evening. Thank you for saying yes, even on a Monday night na alam nating lahat, very busy for all of us. So, yan. It's like a reunion online.
Oh, reunion.
Thank you so much. So we'd like to start. Maybe you can introduce yourselves first for us. So let's start with Kuya Randy.
Oh, okay. I thought ladies first. Sige. My name is
kung gusto
Randy.
mo, Kuya.
Sige. Sige,
Si Kuya talaga gentleman eh.
Oo nga.
Okay. And so, totoo, ladies first nga. Okay, sige.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Denise. Sige, Denise, ikaw na lang.
Okay, so good evening again. So my name is Denise. I'm a homeschooling mom for 12 years now. Actually, as I was looking back, my God, I can't believe it's been 12 years. But yes, it's been 12 years. I have 4 kids, 15, 12, 9, and turning 6. And I also work I work in a company for IT.
Wow, that's your
Laki na
family.
ng
Beautiful
kids.
Yes,
family.
that's
Sobrang laki
yes.
na ng kids. So, IT. Denise is into IT. Yung mga nanonood dyan, baka may mga into IT, mag-comment din kayo at magparamdam kayo. Thank you, Denise. Kuya Randy, ikaw naman.
Ako naman, I'm a homeschooling dad also. We started getting into homeschooling in 2007, and we were in and out of homeschooling for a couple of years, and then I have we have two sons. My wife and I, we've been married for 24 years, and we have a son who's in college, and our youngest is preparing for the SAT. Ayan, yan sila. So, yung youngest namin yung nasa kaliwa, yung naka-black. Ay, the skinny guy is the one in college na. So, um, and I have been in the my wife and I, when we got married, we were full-time mission workers for a Catholic lay community. And later on, we went back to the corporate world. I've been in the BPO industry for 20 years. I've moved from operations, handling operations, to human resources. So that's me in a nutshell.
Wow, grabe. Mga full-time workers, no? Full-time jobs talaga to, and they're homeschooling. And you guys are considered veterans already because you've been homeschooling for a long, long time and you have older kids. So can you tell us about your homeschooling journey? Do you remember why you chose to homeschool? What got you started? So, sino first? Denise na lang una. Sige.
Okay, sige. So, homeschooling journey, it was an accident, to be honest. I kind of fell into it. Parang yung nangyari was, I was a stay-at-home parent at that time. So I was spending a lot of time with my eldest. And then, nako, ayan na. I have to enroll him in preschool. Resistant because, because I was with him all the time, no? So I was a bit, ano. So sabi ko, okay, I will delay muna 1 year. It's okay. And then it happened every year after that. Hindi na kami
Hindi
natuloy
talaga
to
kaya, no?
regular school. Yeah. So, ayun. So, parang now, looking back, na parang I had a parang decision point talaga pagdating ng kinder. So, minus the preschool. Kinder kasi DepEd na, di ba? So, parang, okay, I really have to, make a decision. Do I homeschool kinder or not? And yun, I started learning more about homeschooling, and then parang it really appealed to me then because it was very personalized. And parang because it's personalized, we could also set up our curriculum to be more aligned with our values, di ba? What is important to us and to our family. And as we go along through the years, parang those are still valid, pero parang other things also come into play why we continue to choose to homeschool apart from the parang personalized education and alignment with family values. And parang a lot of it also is to do with giving our kids time and space. So parang yung concept of giving them time, parang I wanted their education to be more like play rather than work. And kasi that's also how we learn, di ba, as adults.
Yes,
Parang we
yes.
have to have it has to feel like play for us. And I wanted that setup for them. And then also parang the gift of space, being able to do that learning process minus the grades. Parang learning for learning's sake na yon hindi nakakabit with ano yung output na mailalabas mo out of it. And then parang kakabit din dun sa parang space is parang the gift of options and self-knowledge. Parang giving them time to be able to pursue interests, discover what they like and what they don't like, So yun, I think those things are foundational for children's development. That's why we're still homeschooling.
Parang 'pag makikinggan mo si Ate Denise, si Denise parang, "Okay ako na, mag-homeschool na ako, game, game." Stressed out, ganyan. Gusto ko yan for my kids, 'di ba? Yun talaga yung the gift of homeschooling. How about you, Kuya Randy? How did you
Parang
stumble
pareho rin, ano?
mhm,
Yeah, like you said, no, stumble talaga into it, no? What happened talaga was, well, uh, our eldest was already showing signs of parang ADHD. No, we were looking into that. Pero when he was in nursery, he was in this Catholic, parang ano siya, all boy exclusive school, one of these big schools. And the teacher would sometimes during teacher parent conferences, he'd tell us that our son is too curious. It was a little funny for me because I thought that kids were supposed to be curious,
yeah,
no?
a good
And
thing.
the big thing happened is he pulled the fire alarm. What I couldn't understand is it was nursery. Why did they put the fire alarm so low that the nursery students could reach it? No, dapat grown up ang medyo gumawa, no? But it caused so much gulo talaga in the school, no? So we had to go there. We had to talk to the administrator, and later on, uh, one time when Marsha, my wife, was picking up Miguel, when he said hi to one of his, Miguel's the name of our eldest, no? When he said hi to one of his classmates, the classmate answered that the teacher told me not to talk to you, no? And that parang gave us pause, no? We started thinking, teka, maybe we should rethink how we're going about his education kasi he's going to be branded na, no? He's going to be labeled nursery pa lang, no? And usually ganon kami. When my experience in elementary was from grade 1 to grade 7, prep to grade 7, high school, the president of our class was the president of our class all throughout, no? The noisy boys were always the noisy boys, no? They were the ones in the list. So we didn't want him to get labeled that way. So first we tried a couple of homeschooling. There were very few options at that time, no? 2007, we tried one, but it wasn't Catholic, and our faith is so important to us. So after a year doing that, we tried to look for a Catholic one, and then we decided na it's better talaga na we find something that is parang self-paced and interest led, no? And not just the checking the box, making sure they pass the qualification exam. So like Denise said, no, learning for learning's sake. And that's when we started doing it, looking uh, for our own materials. It was a little expensive at that time, bringing materials from the states here, but it was really well worth it, no. Right now, I think my relationship with my son wouldn't be the way they are now if it weren't for homeschooling. Uh,
Ganda.
that image that Tina nga that was uh, we'd be studying geometry, for example, and then we'd play billiards, diba? And we'd talk about geometry, and it makes even the subject of geometry more exciting and more
Yeah.
interesting.
Galing, galing, galing. The gifts of homeschooling.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so we're curious how you guys manage to homeschool while working. Hello, my baby hand dito. Denise, magkwento ka nga, Denise. Paano yung homeschooling while working setup mo? I know it's different every year, di ba? You adjust. Pero generally speaking, kasi we don't really have the time to go in. Parang complete talk altogether kasi yan ni Denise eh. Pero what is your setup like?
Ah, teka. Wow. Okay, so paano? So it actually depends then on the working setup kasi parang that's kind of the reality no na parang because we have commitments and obligations dun sa work setup parang by necessity the homeschooling has to fit also around it. So it depends on the season of life. There have been years when I homeschooled in the morning, and that was because I was mid-shift, which is still my favorite shift. Kuya Randy, mid-shift ka ba? Favorite shift kasi 3 p.m. to 12 a.m. yon. That means if I wake up at mga 8 in the morning, I have the whole morning to homeschool. It was the best. Um, Later on, I homeschooled in the evening because well, I was working during the day. There have been years where it was more flexible because I was consulting and I was running my own business. Other times, I had to bring the children to the office. So during lunchtime, kami nag-go homeschool. Uh, it's been a journey. We're actually a bit thankful now because of the hybrid setup. So parang that makes our homeschooling time a bit more flexible. In general, homeschooling setup is as soon as they are able to do independent work, they do independent work. Otherwise, the younger kids get one-on-one time. So, yun.
Sacrifice din, ha? Sacrifice din talaga.
Yeah.
You can imagine. How
Parang
about you,
yung
Kuya Randy? What was your
Kami,
setup?
ano, kami, swerte rin kami kasi we were ano no I think gano'n naman talaga the setup talaga should be it's a team no you're working as a team not only the husband and wife but also the husband and wife and kids you're a whole
Mm.
team uh, the way we did it sa beginning nangangapa pa kami. So we were using workbooks. No, I was assigned to arithmetic, the maths, and physical education, and Marcia took care of the rest. No, ganun nangyari. So we'd enroll them in basketball classes or swimming classes and accompany them there. And then we had math in focus. We had workbooks of math in focus, and then I'd work with them going through each lesson. No, but that was a little work too intensive and it wasn't ano parang nakakahon pa rin it was still you needed to complete the task instead of uh, instead of really learning and understanding it was really more of completing the workbook no just like studying to pass a test parang ganon so we were able to find and ano kasi what happens is you cannot be an expert in all the subjects of school as a parent. So it will only cause a form of conflict. Kasi syempre your children will be looking to you for learning. Diba? They have to look at you as an expert and you're not. No? So there's an inadequacy on your part. And so that could cause conflict, that could cause friction. So we were able to find, and there's a lot of stuff online. No? If you're uh, if you're in on a budget, you can go to Khan Academy or Udemy. Kami, we really love the great courses in Quandrion and Time for Learning and Domestica. No, so we look for the great thing about that. Your science subject is taught by a scientist talaga, and your literature is taught by a literary expert talaga who has textbooks that makes textbooks. So it's really great kasi both of you, instead of it being you teaching your children, it becomes both of you in parallel learning together. So we were doing a lot of Skype sessions. No, I'd go to a coffee bar, for example, during break, and then I'll be on Skype, and then the boys will be on Skype also at home, and at the end of the day, they would give Marsha a list of what they've accomplished. But the thing talaga there is more of you move from being a teacher to being a coach. No, being a coach and somebody who's also learning. Like uh, si Miguel, for example, he'd like me uh, not to sit with him, not to be with him when he's learning. Only when, for example, he has some difficult, like when I remember when he was learning polynomials, he wanted me to be with him while he was learning the lesson. No, and while he's learning the lesson, I sit with him, and most of the time he'll get that concept ahead of me. No, pero your being there lang is already a big support for them. Si Joaquin naman, even his guitar lessons, he wants me sitting there with him, no, in the same room while he's doing his lessons, especially if they're live lessons, no. But each of them kasi you need to be very flexible kasi in the way you handle each
Galing.
person. Walang one diagnosis, one solution fits all. Each child has a different style.
Right. And ganun, depende rin sa situation, right? Like si Denise din. So, hindi pa, in pre-pandemic pala, Kuya Randy, kayo na nagpauso ng online learning talaga, na hybrid.
Parang ngayon ko lang narinig ulit yung Skype. No,
I
alam mo ba
know!
yun?
Oo.
Zoom na
Pero
yun ngayon.
ang only way nun.
Zoom na yun ngayon. Pero
Correct.
nabutan ko rin naman yung Skype.
Ah,
Pero I think what I get from both of you, no, yung homeschooling while working is a totally different world from homeschooling while you can be talagang home full time. Pero the key is looking for what works. And I think for every homeschooling family, yun talaga yung importante, yung you find what works for your family. And try not to compare, 'di ba? Parang try not to compare with the others. Kasi if we do that, we will always feel na parang kulang yung
yes.
nabibigay
Golden
ko.
rule ata yan.
Oo.
So,
'Di ba? Kasi
Oo.
yun parang
Ang ano nga yung we used homeschool connections for the provider for the curriculum, pero the way you should look at it, kasi kami it was really a challenge for us kasi my family, mga educators ng family ko, we have a school our family owns a school, and they really couldn't understand why we were doing homeschooling, no? Parang to schools kasi their curriculum is gold. You can't just change that all of a sudden. This is kumbaga the bread and butter and the Fort Knox of the business this has been passed on from my lolo to my parents to us, and uh, uh, the important thing is when you look at curriculum, you look at it as a map, no? The map, even if you tear up the map, the roads will still be there. So the important thing is to think that way, no? Na don't be too rigid, even if you're using a homeschool provider. Yes, they will give you a curriculum and a list of what are the requirements for each level. But we learned na hindi naman pala kailangan na talagang you have to fit within that box. You can actually be able to fill the requirements and still be able to learn with your children, learning what they really want to learn, what piques their interest.
And how they learn best, diba?
Yes.
Galing.
Ang question ko din, kasi I'm sure you experience a lot of challenges, no, during that journey and the journey that you're still on now, na homeschooling while working talaga. And so how did you overcome the top 3? Can you share top 3 challenges? Kasi I'm sure more than 3 yan. Pero yung top 3 and then how you overcame them. So we'll start with Denise. Also, commercial muna ako kasi merong kailangan mag-diaper change. So, San, iwan ko muna.
Okay.
Iwan muna. Wala akong pwedeng tawagan na assistant. Lahat sila ay nasa labas. At nag-clean up. Yan, ganyan. Homeschooling while also, So, lahat sila nag-clean up. So, iiwan ko muna kayo with San and I'll get back to you later. Bye-bye muna from me and baby.
Okay, who wants to share first? Top 3 challenges and how you overcame them.
Sige, I'll go first. Pero tricky yung how you overcame them, ha? Kasi I think it's an ongoing challenge. The is to manage. It's impossible to overcome.
Yes. Okay. That's the word.
Manage. I won't say top 3. I'll say top 2, but they're big ones. It's really managing yourself. So parang managing your energy and your time. Kasi like even when they're doing independent work or doing the curriculum, you still have to be there, di ba? To guide, to coach, ganyan, ganon. So, yun. So being able to manage your own energy and time for the children, how to manage. Siguro parang the ano is to take a step back. I think part of the ano, yung kinakwento din ni Kuya Randy kanina, parang I think it comes from we're trying to do all the things. Kasi I mean, especially if you're looking at yung ibang posts on Facebook about how other people are doing it, minsan parang you end up comparing, 'di ba? Your homeschool with other people's homeschools. And it's different talaga per family. So parang ang ano is sometimes we dig deep into parang the steps, the methods, the curriculum na parang without realizing na these are all just parang different paths. All just different paths to get to the same thing. So parang we have to decouple the how from the why and the what of what we're trying to do. So what
Nice.
what are your goals ba for education? Sorry, ang philosophical, di ba? So
Tama naman.
what are your goals ba for
Always say, yeah, we
education?
always say go back to your whys, di ba?
Yes. And parang ang ganda rin ng sinabi ni Kuya Randy kanina na parang what is your role as the parent teacher? Are you there to be the subject matter expert? Or are you there to be the coach? Or are you there to parang to facilitate, parang connect your children to these experiences and these experts, di ba? So
Right.
I'd rather be that kasi I cannot be the subject matter expert like Kuya Randy said. And then I suppose kasama din doon thinking about um, what do you think children can do on their own? Kasi parang kasama din doon na parang if you think parang children need to be fed pre-digested food, parang ganon. Then parang medyo marami kang work in the background as a parent trying to figure out parang how do I pre-digest? Ano yung mga analytical questions na pwede kong tanungin sa kanya to check kung naintindihan niya talaga yung lesson, parang ganon. Versus thinking about children. And actually, it's good no na parang 12 years on, the children have grown, di ba? Parang we can see na oh my God, parang we should have been able to trust our children more. Kasi these children are fantastic. They are so capable. Ang galing-galing nila. So, parang, I think the ano is parang not to worry so much about what we can do and parang marvel also at what children can do and parang think of our role as just exposing them to these things, these experiences.
Yeah.
So, yun.
Children are born persons. Sabi ni Charlotte Mason, they have all the capacity to learn. And we are just the guide, philosopher, and friend.
Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. How about you, Kuya Randy?
Okay, so fresh na yung diaper.
Commercial
Okay.
break talaga eh.
Ako, parang kay Denise siguro, hindi siguro three challenges, but the fact lang na Marsha and our two sons have ADHD, different levels of ADHD, already poses a myriad of different challenges. No? Now there are practical things that you need to look at, like for example, the scheduling, for example, how you're going to what subjects, like for example, you can put a subject that they're having difficulty with at the beginning of the day because their minds aren't up to it. So they usually get to choose what the first subject is, making sure that they do 45-minute lessons and then have a 15-minute break na sana hindi social media, sana they either read or they exercise, something else that will be able to refresh them for the next lesson, no? But I think that the more important thing talaga is you become very consultative, no? You talk about where they're going, what subjects. So they first of all they understand na okay, this is the curriculum. This is what you need to be able to complete. Now, how will you complete that using the areas, the topics, the subject matters that you're interested in. So what can we fit into that? And then we look at different sources, no, of where we can get that together. And then aside from being consultative, being creative also, like I mentioned kanina, di ba, yung billiards, geometry. There's also, if they were having concerns, for example, they were having problems understanding fractions earlier on. And then we had a friend, a neighbor, who was a pastry baker. So we asked if he could teach our kids to bake. And sa baking, may ano yan, quarter cup of this, half a teaspoon of that. So it became real. The fractions became real to them. So don't be afraid of stepping out of the lesson. Kasi there are other lessons that are life lessons that they I think the important thing is what Dinesh was saying, that we have to remember our standards of what school is. Uh, we sometimes we have a tendency to make it them too high. No, we make them too high. But what we need to remember is that because of uh, uh, AI and self-learning algorithms, the job landscape will be totally different in the next 5 to 10 years. Accountants, for example, I'm in the business process outsourcing. We're doing a lot of taxes and a lot of accountancy work by non-accountants. It's just software, teaching somebody to use the software, and they're able to do all the jobs. Different laws, different tax laws, different countries. One person can actually do it. No, now who does not have an accounting degree. No, so a lot of this, the whole job landscape will be changing. So let's not pin our standards too high, or compare them to other brick and mortar schools. No, because even them, kami, we run a school. We know ourselves that our curriculum uh, needs to be changed because of everything that's happening in the technology space. No, and that's why we need to be creative, and that's why we need to be consultative. And I think that's going to be the name of the game when it comes to how we're going to be preparing. Because ultimately, we're not just preparing naman our kids to be successful in the workplace. We want it to go beyond that.
That's right. Oh, thinking about again the future, no, ano rin yung goals also, yun nga eh. And yun nga, the ever-changing landscape with technology also. Yeah. Okay. Next natin question. Can you please, we're nearing the end of our session. So if you have questions for Denise and Kuya Randy, please post them so that we can chance nyo na to guys. Okay, so can you please share tips? Okay, so from the challenges, how about tips for working parents who are exploring homeschooling or want to start homeschooling and think that they probably can't do it because nga of time constraints or whatever, because of work? Kuya Randy, you want to start?
Sige, siguro ako, I think what's important talaga is when you decide to go homeschooling, you make a decision on who the primary uh, 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 coach will be, who the primary teacher will be. No, in our case, Marsha, at the beginning, we already said, okay, he's the one who makes the decisions when it comes to what direction to take, to use what provider will be chosen, things like that, big decisions like that. And then siguro the second would be getting the kids involved. No, getting the kids involved also in the decision. Yes, they know that the direction will be decided by the primary teacher or Marsha, the mom, but uh, their input is very important. And siguro the third will be prayerfully go about your homeschooling. Uh, knowing that it's not just the parents and the kids, but somebody that it has to do with something. Yung preparing them for the eternal, no? Preparing them for something else. It makes them also, even when you're not around, they're able to be diligent, they're able to be honest with their
Right.
time, no? And they're able to tell you, I wasn't able to do the three subjects that I was supposed to do today, no? they're able to do that. I remember because of these three things, no, uh, when uh, when Miguel was preparing for college, a lot of things happened. No? First of all, nag K to 12 ang DepEd. And when nag K to 12 ang DepEd, they were so confused. You'd call DepEd, they wouldn't be able to give you any answer. No? And then they canceled the PEP test in 2019. So we had no more options. We were preparing for, we got the good news, no? One of Miguel's dream schools, no? The JP Catholic School, no? An art school in the US, offered him a scholarship, and it wasn't a small scholarship, no, and uh, we because of that we made decisions na lang. We decided to go, again, it was Marsha who made the decision, no, because he was the primary, na he take the GED, just to be able to get the diploma, and then we submitted all the grades that we came up with all the subjects that we took in the past years, and then surprisingly the school accepted it. The school accepted it. He was awarded the scholarship, but because of COVID, he wasn't able to go, no, and the second time around, the second year, he wanted to wait. He wanted to do it again. So it was his decision talaga. It was his what he wanted to happen played a very huge part. Even if it delayed him, it actually delayed him for 2 years. No, he wanted to get it, and uh, even if he was awarded a huge amount, it was like $78,000 as a scholarship. No, but we still would at the beginning, magulo kasi during that time, during COVID, they didn't know what COVID protocols and requirements were. At the beginning, they were saying that that there won't be any problems when it comes to the COVID, but later on it was the COVID protocols and other requirements that had to do with COVID that prevented him from going. And then that's when we decided, okay, let's look for schools here that you can enter, and two schools agreed to evaluate him, and no, no story short, he's already a sophomore now in one of them.
Galing. 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 Persistence lang. And yun nga, again, no, parang I think another gift of homeschooling is also, yun nga, giving the children a chance to really explore what they want. No? And
Yeah.
so, because alam nila,
Yeah.
talagang they're able to pursue it. Galing, galing.
Yes.
And the funny thing is also he's not that conscious. At the beginning, he was a little conscious about being 2 years ahead of
Older.
older than his other batchmates. But
Oo.
when he entered, he was surprised because there was somebody who was older than him. There was somebody who was older than him. Pero this person already took up a course before it, and then he went to multimedia as a second course. Pero still,
Yeah.
parang
Mm-mm.
it wasn't that big an issue for him because
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
part of the decision. He was part of the
Yes.
decision of how he got there, and I think involving them talaga in that. I think that really helps, and praying, being very knowing that there's something guiding us aside from just our own ideas. Our own intentions. I think
Yes.
that played a big role.
That's true. So true. Denise, you have any tips?
Tips. Number one.
No, number one.
Number one. Forget your idea of school from traditional school. So yon. So flexibility is really
Mm.
key. School can happen anytime, any day, anywhere, any duration, and then very flexible method. So you kind of have to be really creative about how you will conduct your homeschool. Uh, One useful concept, I think I got it from Pam Barnhill. I forgot where I got this concept, yung minimum viable homeschool. Have you heard?
Yeah.
Yun. So there will be days talaga. There will be days na you will have to talagang just do the minimum, but you have to define what the minimum is. for you to say that this is a homeschool day. So yun yung first. Yung second is, having said that, hindi naman pwedeng every day is a minimum viable homeschool day. Hindi ba? Hirap naman nun. So parang, dapat ano lang yan, emergencies. So I suppose parang before you start on the homeschool journey, I think it's important to be honest about your resources, both your personal resources and parang your household resources, I guess. It's you have to line up your support. It's parang we say na it takes a village to raise a child. It really takes a village dito sa ano because nga when you're homeschooling and working, talagang you will be out, 'di ba? At least 8 hours. So you line up your partner, your parents, your, 'di ba? Everyone. 'Yon. And then third, organization is your friend. I know, I know some of you will say, "Oh, I'm not organized." But no, you have to be organized kasi um, it's very hard to run something na hindi automatic. So parang dapat nakaplano na siya para when you're doing it, you just have to execute it kasi medyo plinano mo na in general how to do it. And also, when we say organize, we also set up systems for our children to succeed. So when I say systems, when I say na, kunwari, grade 3 onwards, I want them to be able to do independent work. Diba? Then you have to be able to give them the checklists, you have to walk them through what needs to be done, ganyan, ganon. Hindi yung do this. Child, do this. So parang ganon. So we have to set them up also for success by setting up good systems for them.
Galing. Galing. Very helpful. Very helpful.
Oh, ang daming mga
Actually, one
quotable
thing na
quotes.
helpful, I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead, Randy.
Hindi, I was just going to say kasi Denise mentioned that, ano, kasi automatic naman when you, for example, get a subject, for example, sa one drill, no? So, you're going to take up, for example, physics. Sasabihin nila, okay, there are 54 lessons. 54 lessons, you need to complete that until mag-expire yung, kasi hindi naman yun forever eh. You only have it for that year, no? That year or that term. So they know na, okay, so may scoreboard, may whiteboard dyan sa study area, and outside of this is their workstation. And then, there's a whiteboard, and then each subject, may para scoreboard doon. Okay, 54. I did 2 today or 1, so 52 na lang siya. So naka-countdown mo siya, and you know what date that's going to expire. So nagkakaroon ng accountability sa kanila mismo. And of course, there are times na kasi it will come if you're not able to complete it on a regular basis, there will come a point in time na you need to do 2 or 3 physics subjects per day, no? So it's going to build up na rin. So you need to help them out in how they're like Denise was saying, you need to point them in the right direction, letting them know, hey, the clock is ticking, you need to complete this or else it's going to end na.
Parang may deadline. They learn to set, no, as they grow older, parang they're trained to set their own deadlines, no, and to make their own goals. And I think it's a useful skill actually when they start working, no, or start their own businesses or whatever it is they choose to pursue. So, super last, baka meron kayong super final words before we read the comments. There are a few comments, and before we let you go, maybe just a few final words of wisdom, kung meron lang. If you want to share anything. So, Denise again, ladies first.
Siguro parang the ultimate tip, I guess, is to know your why talaga. I know gasgas na siya, but it's so true kasi parang it's a challenging journey, but it's also so rewarding. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So parang know why you're there in the first place. know what you want to achieve together with your children. And parang the how will follow. The how will follow. Parang there are ways. There are ways.
Bakit ako naiiyak?
Mababaw lang talaga luha mo.
Mababaw talaga, Kuya. Mababaw talaga. Tsaka kasi si Denise,
Initasan
kakaiba
eh.
ako.
Nakita kasi parang may iyak din ako. So, nakatingin talaga ako sa Denise naman eh.
Kasi si Denise at si Kuya Randy, di ba? Parang alam mo yun, ang daming nagpa-flood yung mga memories, ganyan.
Kasi,
Grabe.
totoo.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so know your why and the how will follow. Yan yung pinaka-ano ni Denise. Ikaw naman, Kuya Randy.
Kami naman, I think, when we were doing homeschooling, yeah, we stumbled into it, pero little by little, it became clear na that preparing our children for eternity is where their true happiness lies, no? I know sometimes it's difficult to think about it na parang we're preparing, our faith is very important to our family. So, sainthood is the goal, no? And I think it's even true in the workplace, eh. Kasi in the workplace, in human resources, when you're dealing with problem employees, you usually try to determine, is it a skill or is it a will issue? The skill issue you can train. You can train people to become better in the area of work. But when it's a will issue, hindi mo na pwedeng ayusin eh. Usually, those are people, the personnel who you can't find fit with the company because it's their will. And I think it's the will that is exercised when you prepare people for eternity, when we prepare for your children. And I think what's important is when you give advice, when you give correction, direction, na they know that it comes from a place of love. No? And if they know that, however difficult it is, they will be able to pull through, and that's what's going to make them uh, uh, have the determination, the grit that they need to be able to survive later on when they get to them.
Galing.
Niya ka ba, San?
Hindi, ikaw, naiiyak ka. Kita ko.
Kasi meron
May
Ay,
hugot.
nako.
Just
Gusto
the
ko yan,
words that you need tonight, right?
Yes. It's so connected also to what Denise said, diba? Parang your why, your ultimate why. And yung kids natin, I was sharing kasi with somebody na, alam mo yung minsan kasi you still go through that stage na parang, am I ruining their future, Lord? By homeschooling. And may mangyayari ba sa kanila, Lord? Ganyan. And yun palagi, Kuya Randy, yung I'm reminded of our why and where we want to go and where we want our kids to go. And somebody told me, you know what? Our kids are gonna turn out fine and your kids are gonna turn out fine. Sabi pa niya, because they know that God loves them and that you love them. And I think that's the most important thing. They're gonna be fine. So, parang So, napakalalim, no? Pero actually, ang topic natin ngayon is you can homeschool even if you're a working parent. We just wanted to tell you guys that. Pero,
you can do it, right? You can do it.
yes, you can do it. If, I think, ang pinaka-gist dito is, if you really determine that this is what you're called to do, diba? If you are really called to homeschool, and if you really want to explore it as an option, you can do it. No matter what your situation is, there is a how. Yung nga yung sinabi ni Denise. So, before you leave, I want to share with you, before we say goodbye to Kuya Randy and Denise, kasi we're almost an hour, merong nag-thank you. Salamat po sa, pakita ko yung comment niya. We can't see the name kasi nasa Homeschoolers of the Philippines. Si Alan Paul, ayan, sabi niya, salamat po sa minimum viable homeschool takes the frustration or guilt off kapag natapat ng madaming meetings during homeschool time. Yan, lahat nakaka-relate dyan. Ayan, di ba? So, si Mami Lay, medyo mahaba yan, natakpan natin. Mahaba yung comment niya, so I'll just share the first one. Share ko lang po, I'm a working mom, and what I've learned so far is that having to find a system that will work in the family dynamic. So, like we said nga, you need to find out what works for you and your family. And we are so grateful to Kuya Randy and Ate Denise. Ate Denise, tuloy naging ate ka na,
Alam
Denise.
ko yung kanina, pa-ate Denise ako, pero ha?
Kasi napakadaming words of wisdom.
True.
True. Na mag-ate. Ano ba yan? So, thank you. Baka, wag na tayo magtanungan ng ages. Baka, mas, baka nga ate ka. Denise, ate ka ba? Pero,
Hindi. Ang ina-ate or kuya lang dito is si Kuya Randy.
oo, tama. 2007.
Don't go there.
We want to say thank you to both of you for taking the time to share your wisdom sa mga nanonood po ng live ngayon at mga manonood pa ng replay kasi hindi po namin tatanggalin tong video from wherever we are streaming from. So we want to say thank you. God bless you and your family. San, may gusto ka bang sabihin sa kanila before we say goodbye and have just a few announcements again for everyone. So, you want to say something to them, San?
Thank you so much. It was nice seeing you both again, and God bless you both and your families. Thank you.
Yeah, naiyak talaga kami.
Yeah.
Thank you sa
Thank you for
pagpapaiyak
inviting
sa amin.
us.
So, yun. So, we will say goodbye muna to the both of you, and we just have some announcements for everyone who's watching. Thank you. Good night, Denise,
Thank
Ate
you. Good
Denise.
night.
Mag-aate ulit sana ako. Denise and Kuya Ran. Bye!
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Ayan. Okay, so if
Ayan.
you want to hear, Tina, di ba, if they want to hear more from other veteran speakers like them, kung gusto din nilang umiyak, kagaya natin, then hindi pa kayo nakaka-register, please make sure to register and join us on November 11 for You Can Homeschool the 10th Anniversary Edition. So we have a lot of speakers who will be sharing about everything homeschooling, the heart of homeschooling, the different ways to homeschool, and the fruits of homeschooling. Ito yung mga, what can you expect in the future, the goals, di ba? Parang, what will happen?
Yes.
We thank everyone who has already registered, and make sure since na-extend yung ating early bird, di ba? So it means everyone who registers and pays until October 16 gets bonus online sessions. And lagi ko sinasabi, bonus online sessions pa lang, sulit na yung fee ninyo, because Andrew Puda was 2 sessions, and growth mindset are really good. Growth mindset session by Sonny and Minamiya, super helpful in homeschooling. So
Yes. Ayan. Thank you so much. So, register via educatingforlife.net. You'll see the first click here for more details. Ayun. And for those who want to be a sponsor, you can also sign up. No, we have a sign up form there. bit.ly/ yan po yung link. You can take a screenshot and then open the link later on. So yun, we really hope that you can join us at You Can Homeschool. So again, the deadlines, we will show you the deadlines here. Sabi nga ni San, until October 16, it's still the early bird promo. So you still have access to bonus online sessions if you register and pay by then. And then the regular rate starts after, hindi namin na-adjust yung date. Sorry, pero after October 16 pa yan. Ayun. So, ano pa ba, San? Meron pa tayong mga reminders. Yun.
Kids below 3, lap
Yes.
seating only are free, but there will be no kids activities in this event. So, best to arrange for childcare if necessary.
Ayan. So, don't forget, those who are pasok pa rin sa first 150, meron kayong early extra freebies. Ayun, worth 2,000 plus pesos. So, iba-iba tong extra freebies na to. There are digital and actual products that you will get from our generous sponsors. So, before we say good night, we want to invite you to our next episode. Ayan, marami din kasi nagtatanong. This is one of the most commonly asked questions also. Can you homeschool even if you're a solo parent? And we have a special guest, Teacher Jolly, who will be joining us next week. So, isa siya sa mga previous Philippine Homeschool Convention speakers namin. She also talked about homeschooling while being a solo parent. And alam mo San, kakashare lang niya na gumraduate na yung hina-homeschool niya. So, she has a lot to share with us. So, we really hope that you can join us next week. Thank you again. This is Tina and San signing off for now. Join us next week, same time, same place. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.